would like you to start to reflect yourself on your own values. So naturally, just like a company, when we set up a forum, what we have to do is also set up, what is our vision? Who are we here in forum? How do we come together? What is it about us as individuals that brings the wisdom to life in this forum? So it's who am I? But who are we also together? And what is the gift that I will give to this forum? What do I want to receive? And what can we do together? So I personally have witnessed forums coming together, starting social impact, non-profit organizations. They have got involved in projects together, incredible projects in South Africa. And this is as a result of coming together with a shared vision. So not only are you personally growing, you're growing together and you're changing other people's lives around you. So this is also part of setting a forum. What are our values? How do we all come together? How do we respect each other with those values? And this is paramount in terms of a forum being functional and not just functional, innovative. So what I would like to do now is actually engage the audience. It's very boring to listen to me talking for too long. So I would like you, this is the first question, I want you to think of somebody in your life at the moment who is impacting you, who inspires you. What is it about that person? It could be a leader, it could be somebody from your own family, even maybe somebody who's passed on. But what is it about that person that is inspiring for you? What are the attributes that they hold that you would love to be able to hold? And then I would like you just to turn to the person next to you on your right. And if there's not an even number, perhaps there could be 3 of you in the group next to you. But just introduce yourself and then share with them who this person is that is inspiring you at the moment. So I'm going to give you a moment to do that. If there are any questions, please raise your hand and ask me questions. But just give yourself 1 minute each way, just to share for 1 or 2 minutes. And then when you're ready, we'll come back. I would love to hear from some people, if it's possible. When you're finished, notice how you felt when you told the story of a person who is currently inspiring you.
So, Janet, I think that was a lovely insight and a lovely sort of introduction into some of the connection exercises, some of the bonding exercises that we do undergo in a forum. So, just to repeat what Janet said, of course, if there are any questions, I'm sure she'd love to answer them or try answering them. But if not, would love to hear a couple of experiences, a couple of just 1 or 2 minute experience shares about this activity that was just conducted. You know, if you shared something particularly interesting with someone, I'm sure we'd love to collectively get involved as a group and learn about it, know about it, and get immersed in this exercise and this training together. Would anyone like to volunteer and share their experience? Lovely. Shama.
Hi. So I was just talking about a very, very big performer whose presence is just so beautiful that, you know, there is humility, there is beingness, there is total acceptance, no judgment, and total freedom to just be. And that just currently inspires me so much. But, you know, what I also want to ask you, Janet, is how knowing this about someone works as a transformational thing, as a transformational tool, just as by way of a question, so you can give your insights to the audience.
So I want to ask you, how does it feel to know that you emulate this person? that you are in awe of, that you already have that in you. What does it say about you?
Yes, and that's the insight I assume that, you're picking up, is that, yes, that is something that is a value I'm carrying, obviously, and that's something I'm aspirational about and want to be. And if I could be that, I could be so many things that I believe I am not.
No. Okay, so I actually would love to argue and say you probably are. Now, the most interesting, for me, in my own experience, the greatest reason I entered into Forum, I really do believe on this planet today, one of the biggest problems is self-worth. I mean, and even people I know that are famous, that are out there doing amazing things, they'll look at me and say, Janet, I still don't see that. And I think it's so important for us to, and this is the opportunity Forum, to allow ourselves to really take that in, that we are actually, we're all the same. That's where humility comes from. And we have those attributes. Why are we not, number one, we have to see them in ourselves to be able to start impacting others. But once we take that in fully, and we realize, wow, I actually could be just like that. That inspiration that fills up, it's like you connecting to your soul when you do that. And when we're in our soul place, our lenses shift, everything about us shifts. And then you can imagine the conversation of a group who are all connected to their soul. And now they want to resolve something. That's transformational.
Perfect. Thank you.
Well, Janet has developed a tool that focuses on innovation within the world of forums. And I believe she'd love to talk about that and address that. And just share a little bit of insight, a little bit of glimpse into what it is exactly that during her 4 or 5 hour intensive training session, what are some things you can learn, you can expect to learn and expect to immerse yourself in. I hand over the stage back to you, Janet.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, so 4 of us, 4 YPO CFS from all over the world got together and we decided to develop a problem-solving, actioning system called Upside. And I can tell you that we've launched it. It's impacting forums, not just forums, organizations, teams, individuals. We have already 30 other CFFs that have trained with us, signed up and are using it. And basically the reason that it is so impactful is because it's actually innovative. So what happens is we start off with a reflective question. And a question that I spoke about earlier, which is this breakthrough question. Because what often happens in forums, or I'm sure even in your meetings, people come together with a challenge, but it's such a challenge, we can't really frame it. What, in terms of, well, how can I, into a profound question, how can I transform this situation, whatever it is? And then we have also, what's the outcome? So the process, it's actually a kit. I almost wish I had it here, but I'll share it on the website. You can see it's a kit that everybody gets. And in this kit, we have tools that the teams can use in order to hold this breakthrough question, go through this process just in 1 hour. And in 1 hour, innovation happens. Not only the response to the question, but more than that is an action that has to take place, accountabilities. And this has been so impactful that we are starting to hear from our colleagues all over the world on how they can be trained in this. So what we decided to do is give opportunity on retreats for forums to be trained in this methodology. Even more than that, this can be used in your own peer-to-peer coaching. That's the beauty of it. It's so agile. It can be used in any situation, not only in a forum situation. You can use it in your businesses to come up with, when you need to solve problems in your business. That's what this really is. Thank you.
I think that's been a wonderful and insightful session. Just a bit of glimpse into what more our members can expect if they were to engage with Janet in being forum trained. Janet, just a few parting thoughts that you'd like to share with our members who are attending the event today, most of whom are being exposed to the world of forums intensively for the first time. Is there any advice you'd like to share? Is there any kind of one thing I wish I knew when I joined 20 years back? Anything of that sort that you'd like to share with our members here today?
Yes, well, first of all, my advice is get into a forum ASAP and take your full selves into that forum. Be committed. One of the reasons, somebody asked me the other day, why do they fail? The only reason one of the main reasons is commitment. So commit to the process. And, it's not something that what I actually would have liked to have known right in the beginning, obviously, is the benefit for me in terms of my own personal growth. And as I said earlier, this notion of purpose, so one of the tools that I take onto retreat or another product is actually this purpose quest. So you have this opportunity to quest, to go on this quest, and I take forums through quests where they're able to connect to the deeper part, to their uniqueness. And I think that that's the opportunity that you will get when you're in forum, in terms of really connecting, like we just did now, to your soul, but on a deeper level, really a deeper understanding of what you need in order to take yourself into the world and bring your wisdom to life. So my advice is ASAP.
Lovely. Well, Janet, thank you so much. It's been wonderful having you here with us, although virtually, in what was truly immersive and engaging experience and engaging session with our members. Looking forward to seeing you really soon. Thank you, and thanks for all your time.
Thank you, everybody. Wonderful to be here. Thank you so much.